President Putin holds press conference on hot issues.
Solemn celebration of the 80th anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army.
The silent frontline, soldiers in the kitchen.
You're watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Ha Zhang, your host. Russian President Vladimir Putin held a lengthy press conference in which he answered a series of questions regarding the situations in Ukraine, Syria, and the Russian economy, as well as various pressing issues both domestically and globally.
During the press conference, Putin announced that Russia is ready to negotiate with Ukraine without preconditions and will sign a peace agreement with the legitimate leadership of Ukraine. He also stated that the Russian military is gaining control over territories in Ukraine, including the Kursk region, emphasizing that the Russian armed forces have the highest combat readiness in the world. Putin mentioned the development of advanced weapons, including the Orshnik missile system, and affirmed that if the U.S. provides THAAD defense systems to Ukraine, Russia will have appropriate countermeasures. Regarding Syria, he expressed a desire for peace to be established and confirmed that Russia maintains dialogue with all groups in Syria, condemning Israel's actions in the region. On domestic issues, Putin noted that the unemployment rate in Russia is at a record low of 2.3%, while real income for citizens is increasing. He also assessed that the Russian economy is stable, with GDP growth forecasted to reach 2 to 2.5% in 2025, despite Western sanctions.
On December the 19th, Australian Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke announced Directive 111, which will slow the processing of visas for international students and limit the number of international students that universities in Australia can enroll.
Directive 111 replaces Directive 107 introduced by the Australian Home Affairs Department a year ago. Under Directive 107, immigration officials were instructed to prioritise the visa applications of students applying to larger and more prestigious universities. Education Minister Jason Clare believes the new directive will be fairer to regional and suburban universities, as well as vocational training institutions, TAFE. However, the Australian government's efforts to limit the number of international students have caused divisions within the country's higher education sector. Vicky Thompson, CEO of the group of 8 leading Australian universities, criticised the government for replacing one flawed directive with another flawed directive.
On the morning of December the 20th, a grand ceremony was held at the National Convention Center in Hanoi to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army and the 35th anniversary of the All People's Defense Festival.
The ceremony was attended by leaders and former leaders of the party, state, and army, as well as revolutionary veterans, Vietnamese heroic mothers, heroes of the People's Armed Forces, and military generals from various periods. A highlight of the event was an artistic epic program lasting over 30 minutes, featuring vibrant performances that encapsulated the entire history of the Army's founding, battle, and victories, affirming the significant role of the Vietnam People's Army in the cause of building and protecting the nation. On this occasion, General Secretary Tu Lam presented the Ho Chi Minh Order to the Vietnam People's Army, a prestigious award recognizing the Army's tremendous and outstanding contributions to the revolutionary cause of the party and the nation.
Coming up next are some updated news.
On December 19th, the Government Office released a conclusion from Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh regarding key national infrastructure projects in the transportation sector. The Prime Minister underscored that the ambitious goal of completing 3,000 kilometers of highways by 2025 is a critical political task for the entire party, the people, and the military. intended to mark the 14th National Congress of the Communist Party. He tasked the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Interior with coordinating a midterm review of the 500 Days and Nights to Complete 3,000 Kilometers of Highways campaign in January 2025. Focusing on identifying solutions to resolve challenges and obstacles with a strong commitment to achieving the campaign's objectives ahead of the December 31st, 2025 deadline.
Phu Quoc City in Quien Gian Province welcomed the Italian cruise ship Ida Stella. Carrying over 2,000 international passengers, 90% of whom are German, with the rest from China. This is the last international cruise visit to the island for 2024. Guests explored attractions and entertainment in the south and north, with tours for sightseeing and snorkeling drawing many visitors. Phu Quoc's local cuisine was also a favorite among passengers. A small number of tourists opted to use bicycles to tour around the island. The Quien Gian Department of Tourism projects Phu Quoc will receive over 5.9 million visitors in 2024, including more than 962,000 international tourists.
At the 2024 Vietnam International Defense Expo, major corporations like Airbus and Boeing showcased modern aircraft, aiming to enhance cooperation with Vietnam. Airbus introduced key products, including the C-295 tactical transport aircraft, H-225M multi-role helicopter, and H-145 helicopter. Notably, Airbus also launched the Flex-Rotor drone model, designed to bolster the security and surveillance capabilities of the Vietnam People's Navy and Coast Guard. Boeing presented several offerings, such as the CH-47 Chinook heavy-lift helicopter, MH-139 Grey Wolf multi-role helicopter, Scan Eagle UAV system, and the Wave Glider unmanned surface vehicle.
Moving on to today's story. When we think of soldier, we often picture strong fighters on the battlefield, guns in hand, defending our homeland. Yet, there's a quieter front line. That's the kitchen, where the aroma of cooking fills the air. There, the cooks, known as anh nuôi, work tirelessly with fresh vegetable, rice, and steaming pots of soup. While they may not carry weapons into battles, the hot meals they prepare are crucial weapons that nourish and empower their comrades.
From dawn to dusk, the cooks, known as anh nuôi, stand watch by the fire. These soldiers may not carry weapons, but they bear the crucial responsibility of feeding their entire unit. Few recognize the challenges they face: harsh weather, demanding workloads, and tight timelines.
I begin my day at 4:30 a.m. Every day, I prepare 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for about 45 to 50 people. The entire process, from shopping for ingredients to cooking and serving, takes around 3 hours.
Every hot meal served to the soldiers is the result of a meticulous and thoughtful preparation process. From planning the menu and receiving supplies to checking food quality and portioning meals, every detail is carefully calculated. Each dish must not only meet nutritional needs and provide enough calories for training, but also cater to the soldiers' tastes and be ready on time.
We always plan a weekly menu at the beginning of the week and maintain a strict food supply schedule. We incorporate farm produce to ensure we meet 100% of the food needs for our soldiers, while also guaranteeing quality and quantity.
Regardless of their roles, these soldiers embody the spirit of Uncle Ho's soldiers: serious, responsible, and unafraid of challenges. With enthusiasm and dedication, the cooks quietly overcome difficulties each day to provide nutritious meals that ensure the health and well-being of their comrades.
It's the end of today's news. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.